All right, class. I hope this is working. All right, so guys, if you're here, then you are looking at the second essay, which is an interview essay. So I'm going to show you guys how to access that. I mean, you probably already know. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. We're going to go to essay assignments. Oh, there it is. All right, so we're scrolling down at essay assignments. All right, here we have the AP style guide, which helps us with AP style. We have the contract in case anybody's interested in doing that. The videos, you've already been through essay one. We're looking at interview essay two. All right, so as you can see, there's already an interview here, a video here. And this is for those of you who are interested in doing a group interview. And I'll talk about that a little more. That one goes more in depth into the group interview. This one is going to go more in depth as to the first part. All right, so here we are. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to see the prompt. Always read the prompt before you actually jump into it. So remember, this class is accompanied with an INRW course, which means that whatever you do in that one INRW course, you're expanding on that, and every skill that you've obtained there, you're using it here. So these two classes are not two separate classes that have nothing to do with each other. They're intertwined. They're meant to help you with one class, it's meant to help you with the other. One assignment is meant to help you with the other. So don't look at it as these are two separate assignments. Whatever I'm learning here, I'm not using here. That's the wrong way to look at this. Think of it as whatever I'm doing here, I'm going to use this for the next class. So we're going to click on the prompt, and I already have it open, so I'm just going to go to it. All right, here's the thing. So this is the update to the assignment. So I'm giving you two options. All right, and we're going to talk a little bit about them here. All right, so the first one is, if you look here, you have an interview essay. So you already know what an interview essay looks like because you've already completed the INRW. I think it wasn't annotation. I think it was summary essay. So remember, you're using everything that you use there and you're applying it here. The reason why I have you guys doing a summary essay is to read interviews so you know exactly what you're reading. So it's not just oh, what is this? Why are we doing this? No, you're reading interviews specifically because you are writing an interview in 1301. So you read about it. It's like theory in INRW, then practice in 1301. So think of it that way. All right, so we're looking here and we're looking at essay 2. And we see this is an interview essay. So, it gives you a little bit of breakdown in the introduction. Then we're talking about two options, right? The first option is you can choose to interview your partner or partners, depending on if there's two or three. If there's three of you, each one takes on one partner. You interview that person, the next person interviews the other person interviews the first person, right? And each person is turning in one essay. So like, that would be the thing. Each one of you is turning in a different essay. You're part of a group, but you're each turning in a different essay. The second option is all three of you are conducting one interview and you're turning in that one essay. That's it. There's no like multiple essays to this. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. All right. So with the first option here, option 1, you'll be conducting an interview with your partner. So you're going to interview your partner, whoever that is. Like, I'm going to assign you guys a list. Just go look on Blackboard for your partners. That's who you're going to interview. And you've already read what interviews look like. So, kind of think about what you've already read, what's interesting about your partner, what do you want to write about, who would be interested in that interview? What do they want to do? These are all questions you should ask yourself. So here are some helpful tips. I'll revise them and add more information. Plan your time wisely, identify the purpose of the paper. What is the purpose of this paper? Let's say I'm interviewing Sarah, and Sarah is like I find Sarah's personal life to be super interesting. She's like a gymnast. I'm like, oh, that is interesting to me. I want to find out more about like becoming a gymnast. That's going to be the focus of my interview. Like, it is very like interesting. It's about the specific person, and I have like an entire theme. So I'm going to create an outline as to what I want to talk about. Like, it might require additional research, like where'd you get started? What kind of paths can you take? And these are all questions that I'm going to write out. And then when I interview her, that's where I'm going to get the essay from. All right. So here are creating a list of preparation questions, conducting face-to-face interviews. So face-to-face could also mean via Zoom, however you want to do this. I just want to make sure that you guys are communicating with each other. So whatever method you use, that's an acceptable form. Just make sure you're recording it. Let's see what kind of format you want. Narrative, personal, conversational, question and answer format. So like you already know these formats because you've already summarized the articles on INRW. So this is nothing new. And you can tell the difference between a Q&A and a narrative, right? Q&A is like question, answer. Narrative, you're telling me a story as to where they started off from, where they going, what they overcame. And it's like you're driving the people in. Conversational and personal are even more different than those two. And you know all of this from the INRW course. So this is nothing new. I'm not throwing anything that you haven't already done. So it should be roughly, if you scroll down here, you see the requirements, roughly 5 to 10 questions, depending on the length of the questions, depending on how much backstory you want to give, depending on what format. So I can't say like, this has to be like 10 questions. And it's like, if it goes like, if you do 10 questions and you have 20 pages, you're doing too much. Like, but then again, if you have one question and it does like, one paragraph, you're not doing enough. So, I can't really say, oh, this is like the best method or this is how you could do this. It really just depends on whether or how you meet the page requirement. No word count, there's a page requirement. So it's like how much in depth you want to go. Remember that each of these requires a photo. So make sure that you take a photo, while you're there, take it from online, social media, however it is that you find it. Just make sure that you're paying attention to the requirements here. I think that's basically everything. It is an interview essay. You're getting to know your peers or you're getting to know somebody who is affiliated with the school. So that's actually the second part, which is what the other video talks about more. I'll talk about that very briefly. So the other part here is to interview somebody that is affiliated with the school or to some degree the campus. So for instance, if you are interested in engineering, you might, want to interview like the engineering president, of like Sanjak. If you are interested in library studies, you could interview a librarian. Or if you want to know, if you want to interview your professors, like, oh, I'm a nurse major. If you're taking nursing classes, or even if you like kind of contact them, like professors are willing to talk to you. It's like, and even there's a lot of clubs and organizations, and even like a lot of things like financial aid. Maybe you want to write an interview over one of the financial aid workers there, like someone that is connected to Sanjak at this time. So it can't be like, oh, my uncle came here like 50 years ago. I'm like, that's great. However, that doesn't help you connect with the university. We're trying to connect with the college here. We're trying to see like how this relates to us, what we can do. And it's really about constructing these narratives or these stories and seeing how they play a role in our lives. Like we may not think that librarians affect us in any kind of way, but we might one day have to know how to conduct research. Librarians are actually very helpful. And if you already know one, you could just go to that person. Or if you want to like one day pick up a second language and you've interviewed a Spanish teacher, you have that connection there. College is not just about coming to class, doing the work, and then like you go home. It's like, yeah, a lot of us see it that way, but we can actually gain a lot more if we actually take the time to get to know them. And an interview essay is one of the best methods to do that. So as always, guys, make sure you read the prompt, because I just kind of quickly went over it. Make sure you read the prompt, make sure that you are communicating with your peers and partners, and make sure that you understand the assignments. If not, you can always email me. I'm always available. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And if you don't, oops, sorry. If you don't, yeah, like you have plenty of time to get this essay together. Just let me know if you have any questions. All right, see ya.